I saw the proudest man I know tremble. He was sitting on the other side of the table, holding a glass of water, begging not to lose the house. He kept staring at the president's chair, which was turned away from him, having no idea that the person sitting there, the one deciding his future, was the daughter he had kicked out 10 years earlier, calling her trash. In that moment, the silence in the room was so heavy you could hear my mother's quick breathing and the nervous tapping of my sister's heels on the floor. They thought fate was being cruel, but the truth is that fate was only returning what they had planted. And I was about to turn that chair around. To understand this moment, I need to go back to the night that shaped my life. It wasn't a normal goodbye, it was an expulsion. I was 18. I wanted to start my own business instead of going to law school, which my father demanded. I remember it like it was yesterday, the rain hitting my face, my clothes soaked against my skin, and the front door slamming so hard the sound vibrated through my bones. The last thing I saw was my sister at the window, laughing, while my father yelled that I would come crawling back in a week. I had no money, no plan, and suddenly no family. I slept on a bus station bench for the first 3 nights. The hunger hurt, but the humiliation hurt more. I swore to myself, shivering in the cold, that I would never depend on anyone again. The following years were brutal. I worked as a waitress, a cleaner, an assistant, everything at once, while studying finance and technology late at night. The exhaustion was constant, but anger was my fuel. I built my first startup in a room with no windows. It grew. I sold it. I invested. I multiplied. In 10 years, I became the CEO of a real estate investment fund. I had everything money could buy, but that open wound was still there. And the opportunity finally came. My lawyers told me a property was going up for auction due to debts. When I saw the address, my heart stopped. It was their house. My father's office had gone bankrupt, and my sister's luxury lifestyle had drained what was left. I bought the debt. I called the debtors for renegotiation. And here we are back in that cold meeting room. The lawyer announced, "The owner will see you now." I turned the chair slowly. The creaking sound was the only noise. When my eyes met theirs, time stopped. My father went pale, as if he'd seen a ghost. My mother covered her mouth, choking back a sob. My sister, always so arrogant, widened her eyes and sank into her chair. "Hello, Dad," I said. My voice came out firm without the weakness of that 18-year-old girl. "You said I'd come crawling back, but it looks like the ones who came here were you." He tried to speak, stuttered, tried to summon some paternal authority that no longer existed. "Daughter, we didn't know. Is it really you?" I cut him off by placing the eviction contract on the table. "Don't call me daughter now. We're here to talk business. You owe $3 million. The bank wants the house. I own the debt." Panic set in. My sister started crying, saying she had nowhere to go. My mother begged for mercy, reminding me that family is everything. I laughed, a dry, humorless laugh. Family is everything? Where was that family when I slept at the bus station? Where was that family when I went hungry? I had total power. I could throw them out just like they threw me out. It would be the perfect revenge. I looked at the pen in my hand, ready to sign the eviction order. But then I looked at them. They were small people, broken by their own ego. If I did the same, I would be just like them. And I'm better than that. I took a deep breath and let the pen fall. "I'm not taking the house," I announced. They stopped crying instantly, stunned. "But the rules have changed. The house is mine. You'll live in it as a favor. And there are conditions. Dad, you're going to stop pretending you're rich. Sister, you'll get a job on Monday. And Mum, you're going to stop covering up their mistakes." They agreed to everything, nodding, humiliated by a kindness they didn't deserve. I stood up and walked to the door. Before leaving, I looked back one last time. "I didn't do this for you," I said. "I did it for me, to prove that your hatred wasn't enough to turn me into a bad person." I left the room and stepped into the elevator. The feeling of lightness was indescribable. The girl in the rain was finally dry. The sweetest revenge is rising so high that their existence no longer affects you. If you're going through a hard moment, if someone told you that you're worth nothing, remember this: the world turns. And when it turns, the one on the bottom can end up on top. Believe in yourself. If this story gave you hope, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.